In this example, we will enhance an EBS application's topology by importing the OCI load balancer that services the WebLogic Oracle Application Fusion Middleware Cluster, or OAFM. Let's begin. To import the OCI load balancer, we'll begin by navigating to the Import Resources page, then click Import Resources. This slide out will help guide us through the process of importing resources into Stack Monitoring. Importing resources is easy. We'll simply select the OCI monitoring namespace that contains the resource we wish to import. This is a list of all OCI resources that can be imported into Stack Monitoring. To import the OCI load balancer, from this list we'll select OCI LBAAS. The request name will be automatically populated and can be used to help track the progress. The name of this request can be overridden if you choose. The resources being imported are production load balancers. Let's assign an environment tag labeling these load balancers as production. To submit the import request, we'll click Import Resources. Alright, here we can see that the work request has been accepted. The import request is now in progress and is 15% complete. And finally, we can see our work request has succeeded successfully. Clicking the work request name will provide a list of all of the load balancers that have been imported. Here we can see 2 load balancers have been imported. Clicking a resource's name will navigate you to that resource's homepage. Once the job completes, Stack Monitoring creates a homepage that provides details into the health and performance of the load balancer. Let's take a quick look at the performance charts. Here we can see the metric data is already being published. Now let's enhance the EBS topology by creating the relationship between the OAFM WebLogic cluster and our imported load balancer by selecting related resources. From this slide out, we'll begin by selecting the relationship. This load balancer is used by the WebLogic's OAFM cluster. Now we'll select WebLogic cluster from the dropdown, and let's select our OAFM cluster. And finally, we'll click Add Resources. We can now see that this load balancer is used by a WebLogic OAFM cluster. Now let's add a relationship between the load balancer and the EBS application for easy access. From the dropdown, we will once again select Used By. Now we'll select EBS Instance. And finally, choose our EBS application and click Add Resources. We have successfully imported an OCI load balancer and enhanced our EBS application topology by then relating the load balancer to the OAFM cluster and EBS application.